Welcome to the HopCast.
Thanks for coming back, everybody.
I'm Bryan Chmielewski.
My name is Ken Hunnemeder.
Special guest.
You've seen him before.
You've seen him around.
It's Brad Stark.
Welcome to the Stark-isode.
You just want to take the show?
Cut, yeah.
Take this up.
It's my show now.
So we've got some beers from a really great local brewery
Right.
here in Illinois,
And from a
Flossmoor
great
Station.
local brewer
Yes.
as well.
These were actually before there was a little of a brewer change up at Flossmoor Station. So Bryan Shimkos, shut up, who made these beers, is no longer at the company. He is now brewing for Half Acre, so you can taste his lovely beverages there. But we will be opening up a couple of his concoctions
Right.
today.
And if it's a sign what he was doing over at Flossmoor, and he brings some of that to what Half Acre has already been doing with their releases,
Should be pretty good.
should be really interesting, and some big, crazy, evil beers to come out.
So probably going to start here with, we have Collaborative Evil from 2009, which is a strong golden ale that they do with some spices. Particularly this year, in 2009, they did hibiscus flower and orange blossom water. So should be kind of a nice fruity note to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's check this one out first, and then we'll tell you a little bit about Collaborative, or the whole project.
All right, and then we've got the Beelzebeer ale. Right?
Beelzebeer.
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 Ale. All right, let's do it.
Cheers.
The color is kind of rusty, a little ruby in there.
Yeah, there's I'm assuming it's from the hibiscus that they use. You get kind of like a rose hue to it, but yeah, mostly that kind of burnt orange.
A little bit ahead, not crazy, but
Yeah, this beer clocks in at 9.5, so it's a pretty hefty one. It's just what we need right now.
a big beer.
A really big beer
Talking about.
to drink.
So, yeah, it smells spicy. Nutmeg or the hibiscus is gonna come out.
Yep. I'm getting a slight touch of oxidation on it. It's a little bit of like musty cardboard type aroma.
That possibility happens when you have older beers like this. That's a risk of Cellar.
Right.
Yep. So, and they're like Flossmoor Station is a very small operation, so I imagine they're doing some sort of hand bottling or
Well, what they had like is it like a single bottle or a one bottle like hand machine? Yeah. So.
yeah. So you might get some issues with that, but
It's not awful.
No. It's just like a touch you get after
getting old.
It's been sitting for a couple years. It'll get more and more prevalent.
So if you have a 2009, even before tasting it, you probably want to crack it open now.
I would think so.
before it.
Yep.
All right.
Well, cheers. Let's do it. Yeah, very herbal, spicy, and then you get like a little bit, a touch of tartness from. I'm assuming it's kind of seems like a combination between the yeast and that hibiscus flower.
Are you going to get any bitterness from the hibiscus? Like, is that
Not
going to
really.
seep into it?
Not really. And you're a big orange blossom fan.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact they use orange blossom water for this, and you get that kind of like citrusy feeling throughout the whole thing.
Right.
It's much along the same lines. If some of you home brewers out there, like yourself, use orange blossom honey, you get kind of the same characteristic.
Yeah, it's tasting a little syrupy. Would it be that?
Not necessarily,
okay.
because that should ferment out pretty. Well, now I'm on the lines of honey, but like the water, yeah,
Okay.
that shouldn't do it at all. I wouldn't think. I think it's just a big beer, so you've got some residual
lot of
sugar
sugars
left
in there.
over.
So how many breweries were on this? Was it like 10?
8 breweries.
Eight.
Okay.
So I'm a little.
Can you name them all? Where's the bottle?
I can't. I know that Oakshire's in there, 50/50. Speakeasy is in there, and then we've got a few others that I or wasn't familiar with.
Sack Brew.
And I'm not sure. Like I know they all. It seems like they all have kind of a base
Silver Peak.
recipe that they're doing, and then
Let's
they
say
can
Valley.
each one can tweak. Because it says we brewed ours with
Okay, so
So you could get this at other breweries, and it's their own.
their own take on
Yeah.
collaborative evil.
So they all like came together, came up with this recipe, but then kind of tweaked it to their own liking.
That's what it seems like to me. I'm not quite certain on that because it doesn't really.
Because
go
there's no way legally they could all brew a beer,
Distribute.
combine it, and then somebody would distribute it.
It would
Unless-
have to be all under that whatever place packaged it, and like you'd have to all brew it on the same system.
Yeah.
So then it would just be from that one brewery. Like you couldn't release it under someone else's name, and you can't brew a beer at this brewery and then package it at this brewery. It's illegal.
Yeah.
It's a lot like it was Dogfish Head, the one that 3 breweries did it. Victory, Dogfish Head, and
Oh, the Saison de Buff.
yeah. But it's a lot like that, but larger scale, 8 breweries instead of just the 3.
Right. Yeah. So it was Victory and Dogfish and was it Stone?
Stone. Yeah.
So yeah, they all kind of had like a loose recipe, and then
Made it all on their own system.
each individual brewery is able to kind of make some slight adjustments towards their own personal taste and flavors. So
Okay.
I think it's similar to that. That's what it seems like, anyway. So.
Right.
Yeah, pretty damn good beer.
It's interesting, yeah. Maybe a little sweet for the time of the year, I guess. Not feeling
There's
it.
some
moment.
sweetness left over. To me, it's not like cloyingly sweet, but it is certainly a lot of malt left over, and it's not super dry. It's got
Right.
kind of a medium to rich body.
I think it would get less sweet if we let it age longer, for sure. Like it's fermentable sugar.
Right.
But I wouldn't age it anymore because we're getting the oxidation.
Right.
Yeah.
So risky run.
It's risky.
But let's hop on over to another big boy here.
Beelzebeer Ale.
Beelzebeer.
So that's a 9%, 9.5%.
9.5.
Is it another Belgian or?
I don't know what this is, but it's other than the fact that it's batch 666.
Yeah, it's metal.
So it's going to be very evil.
Right. All right. Well, let's finish these up and then
Yeah.
dive into that.
All right, cheers.
So it'd be interesting if we could do all the collaborative evil, like breweries together.
That'd be a
and
lot.
see.
That'd be a lot of beer.
That would be a lot of beer, but that would be neat to see how everybody
Yeah.
did them.
Yeah.
So if you have the collaborative evils and you want to send them to us,
Please.
more than open.
Yeah, we have an address for you.
837 West Buckingham Avenue, Chicago, Illinois, 60605.
Hey, ladies. 837 West Buckingham.
Yeah, that's Boys Town.
So, anyways, back to the beer.
So got another Flossmoor beer.
Beelzebeer.
Beelzebeer. Woo! What's up?
All right. Wait.
HopCast
you're
fan.
right.
HopCast fan.
HopCast fan.
So anyways, they don't really mention at all on the label what this beer really is. Kind of had to look it up, and it just seems like kind of a generic term. It's an American strong ale. Sounds good. All right, let's do it.
And I believe they did a barrel-aged version. They did a raspberry version. So we got the regular.
We're going OG.
Let's do it. That's one dark, evil-looking beer there.
Yes, we're gonna have a nice tan head on this, much like a porter or a stout.
It looks like a porter or a stout. I don't know what an American strong is supposed to look like, but
Usually not this dark.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just we heard wrong or something. It's in the wrong category.
They're usually more like that burnt caramel color.
Yeah. Right.
Damn. So yeah. Don't drink and drive.
That was a that was a sweet Dodge Stratus.
Wow. He was just pulling into his garage.
Welcome to my neighborhood.
I drive a Dodge Stratus.
So, anyways, yeah, it looks more like porter stout. Smells that way as well. But let's do it.
It smells boozy too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very roasty and stout-like.
Yeah, but it's missing a lot of flavor.
Yeah.
Think so?
Like it is roasty and a little sweet and coffee, but it's like falls short. Like
Not
it's
the
like,
malt profile. That
It's
you
like up
expect.
front, and that's like.
It's got a lot of like straight up booziness to it. It's not necessarily like a malt character. It's just like booze. It's like it's a big beer, but there's not. It's not like super full as far as the body's concerned.
Yeah. It's like someone took a coffee and dumped booze in it. A little Irish coffee.
Mm-hmm.
It's the devil's coffee.
Beelzebeer coffee.
I don't think it lacks in flavor. I actually think it's there's quite a bit of bitterness and stuff going on too.
I like it.
This flavor, I thought it was a lot up front, and it just like falls off really
It
quickly.
just finishes just super clean.
It's dry too.
Yeah, it does finish clean and dry.
That's it. It's super. To me, it's like a super pungent beer to start out.
It doesn't taste boozy.
I get like a,
Yeah, I get a booze.
Really?
In
I
the
don't get
end.
especially like even in my throat right now, I've got a little heat going on back
I
there.
don't have any of that heat.
It's like barley
It's got
wine style.
Dry.
It's canned heat.
Can't heat.
Canned heat. Don't make me open up a
Caged-
can of heat.
Caged heat.
And has this one been sitting around a little bit?
A little while.
What's the date? Is there a date on it?
I'm not sure when this
Like as
was.
I'm taking different sips, and like sometimes I'm like, oh, it's pretty abrasive, and then I'll take another sip, and I'm like, actually, it's kind of smooth. It's like it's playing tricks with me.
I'm not sure how old that is.
Mm-hmm.
But
But it's a Shimkos beer, so it's got to be
It's
maybe at least a year
At least
or
a
something.
year.
yeah, probably. This
Well,
year.
when we did Gents on a Train, that was like his last month. And when was that?
It was like April, March, April.
So it's been 6 months almost, right?
Yeah, so it probably was like a late or early winter beer.
Okay,
Probably.
makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I dig it. It's pretty good.
I like this over the Clabber Veal.
I do too.
Like I've already kind of forgotten what that tasted like, and this has a little more to remember. Maybe it's just I'm in a coffee, like I need a little pick me up.
At first, I thought that the flavor was really simple, but the more I drink it, the more complex I think it's getting.
I'm with you on that. It's just like kind of the initial sip. You're just kind of like, yeah, it's good, but then you kind of maybe it's just so one of those beers that has so many things going on in it that it takes you a little while to actually dissect it.
Pick it apart.
Needs that 3-sip rule or
Three sip rule. Right. Drink 3 times before you judge any beer. We just want to drink more. That's what's going on with that. No, I'm digging this. It's a good one.
Is this
Well-
a yearly or is this a one-time thing?
I'm not sure, yeah. But both of these, nice job by Bryan, and I'm looking forward to see what he carries over to Half Acre.
Yeah,
For sure.
definitely.
And I'll be interested to see what Flossmoor does without him, if they can keep these going, or if they just kind of focus on the pub. So,
Yeah, it's been a while since we've made the trek out there, so
yeah.
might be in line for another trip.
Yeah.
I hear they have an anniversary thing coming up soon, or
There we
maybe it
go.
already happened.
Maybe we could do that.
But
Either way,
Yeah.
cheers, gentlemen.
thanks for watching.